Hey there, I'm Lucas Bond with the Missouri Department of Conservation, and today on Habitat Hints, we're going to talk about why it's so important to get out on your land and check out your landscape by walking around, checking out and seeing those invasive species that you may have on your landscape and some of those nuisance plants that you're wanting to get rid of this spring. So it's kind of a prep for spring, not like prep for spring cleaning, but a prep for making sure that your land is ready for this beautiful spring coming up here in a couple months. I'm going to be joined by Lindsey Latham, and she's going to tell us about why this is so important and much more about how you can do this. So let's turn this around and talk with Lindsey. All right, Lindsey, so we're talking about getting out and about in winter to kind of know your landscape and prepare for that spring, what you want to target on your landscape if you have invasive species or nuisance plants and so much more. So tell us why this is a great time.
This is a great time of year to come out and look for your invasive species. They are generally easier to spot in the winter. In the summer and during the growing season, the plants are also growing, so they're the same height as the native vegetation, so they're harder to spot. In the winter, these teasel plants sprout up and they're much easier to identify.
So you were telling me, so they start up, so we were talking about that earlier, so this is teasel right beside you, right?
Yes.
And this is sprouted up teasel that you can notice, but down here you also showed me that this is the early stages, correct?
Yes, so teasel is a 2-year plant. It will set a rosette in the fall and grow throughout the spring in the first year. The second year it'll set up the stalk and the flowers, and it flowers in its second year.
Now, when, and how is the best way to get rid of these plants?
So there's 2 seasons to treat it. You can treat it in the spring,
okay,
with the rosettes, and just apply a foliar herbicide.
Okay.
And you want to do it on a kind of a warm spring day where the plants are taking in the sunlight and the nutrients. The second way is when the stalk has actively shot up and is growing, and you just want to dig them out and take about 6 inches of that taproot out.
So this right here, so this stalk is the best one. You'd want to start, you would probably dig this out come spring, correct?
Yes, as it's actively growing, you want to dig out a good 5 to 6 inches of that taproot so it depletes the carbohydrates.
Well, there's quite a bit behind you, so that's a lot of digging. Is there another way to get rid of this nasty invasive
species? Yes, so you can do a foliar application while it's actively growing. MU Extension has a great website and a great article on how to mix your herbicides for teasel. Okay,
cool. And real quick, would fire help eliminate this?
Fire does not help eliminate teasel.
Okay.
It is a fire-tolerant plant, but if you burn through this and clear up the thatch on the ground, it's much easier to see your rosettes and come back to treat later.
All right, so that'd probably be the best way, correct?
Yes, that is a great way to do it.
Awesome. Where can we learn more all about this? If they have teasel on their landscape, should they just contact their local private lands conservationist to kind of get stuff set up?
Yeah, so the local private lands conservationist would be a great resource. MDC has another great page on teasel and invasive weeds, as well as, like I said, the MU Extension.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Lindsey. I appreciate it. Again, I'm going to echo what you said. You know, teasel, this nasty invasive plant, it's something you can come out and actually locate right now. As you can see, the large stalks are also the rosettes we were talking about earlier. Best time to treat them is early spring, but a nice prescribed fire, a nice burn would be great, and then come back and treat the rosettes when they're popping, like Lindsey said. You can learn more about this on our website at mdc.mo.gov. Thanks for tuning in. You all have a great rest of the day.